celebrate the accomplishments of 4 of our scouts who have earned the highest rank, that of Eagle. My name is Jim Janowski. I'm the Scoutmaster for Troop 205, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon. Will the Scouts of Troop 205 please escort in the Eagles? Scout Oath. Brendan became an Eagle Scout in 2018. He is a rising junior at Xavier University in Cincinnati and in the Williams School of Business.
The Scouts, please join me in the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to guard my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I'm sorry. Would John Powell, former Troop 205 treasurer and Eagle Scout, lead us in an invocation?
God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as family, friends, leaders, and fellow scouts on this significant day in the life of Christopher, Nicholas, Scott, and Ryan. Today is a celebration of a journey full of challenges and friendship. We think of all the merit badges earned along the way, the oaths committed to, the character these young men developed, and the service to our community these 4 worked so hard to bring about. Month by month and year by year, they were faithful, and we celebrate their faith, commitment, and hard work. So we ask for your blessing on Christopher, Nicholas, Scott, and Ryan, their families who supported and encouraged them, and their fellow scouts who helped them along the way. Bless the scout leaders of Troop 205 and all those who are here today. Continue to walk with these young men as they take these next steps in becoming the scouts and the people you desire them to be. Amen.
As with any organization, Scouting has rules that we live by and that we follow. For Scouts, that is the Scout Law. Will the Scouts of Troop 205 lead us in the Scout Law? Nicholas D. Page, Scott A. Savage, Ryan S. Sutliff. It is an important and serious matter. In the full awareness of the challenge and distraction of these times, the parents and leaders of these candidates have labored long and faithfully to develop them through the Scouting program to be outstanding young men and full participating citizens in our community. Their efforts culminate tonight in the presentation of the Eagle Scout badge. The success of these efforts will become evident by the example these Eagle Scouts set in their lives and in all the lives that they may touch and enrich.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all the words of kindness about me. I want to take a minute away from our honoring of our Eagle Scouts to encourage everybody else. I have had some experiences lately that have driven home the fact that boys and girls who become Eagle Scouts have opportunities in life that they will not otherwise have. It will help with getting into college, and it will help with jobs. I know several people who always give preferential treatment to people who have been Eagle Scouts. And also, I have an experience with my own grandson who would not have been given the opportunity to go to West Point if he was not an Eagle Scout. So all of you work hard and don't be discouraged. And parents, push them and help them to become Eagle Scouts. I'd like to introduce these fabulous boys on the stage. First is Chris Connolly. Would you raise your hand so everybody knows who you are? Chris Connolly is a Cub Scout and a Weeble Scout, and was in Mr. Janowski's 210, and he's been active since the 5th grade. Next is Nick Page, who doesn't want to be called Nicholas. Okay, could you raise your hand, Nick? Nick has been an enthusiastic and diligent Boy Scout. He comes from a very long line of scouting family, and he is the senior patrol leader. Those of you who don't know what the senior patrol leader is, it is the most important job, basically, in Boy Scout troop. All right, Scott Savage. When Scott joined the troop, he was super enthusiastic. And although he hadn't been a scout as a younger boy, he decided on the goal of becoming an Eagle, and he made it. Congratulations. And Ryan Sutliff, congratulations to you. And before I go, I want you to know that all 4 of these boys have been active in sports. Being active in sports and going to meetings on Monday night and going on camping trips takes an awful lot of work. So I'd like you to give them a round of applause.
I'd like to ask Paul Niwa, Troop 205 Assistant Scoutmaster and Eagle Scout, to conduct the Eagle Charge and the Eagle Pledge.
What a great day this is. 4 fantastic Eagle Scouts, and I think this is my first vaccinated, mostly maskless scouting. This is really wonderful. On this hot day, I'm going to make this short, guys. It is my honor to give you the Eagle Scout Charge, and on this occasion, to your elevation to the highest rank of scouting, the Boy Scouts of all nations, I want to remind you, have constituted one of the most wholesome and significant influences in world history. You have been counted worthy of this high rank in Boy Scouts of America. You are charged to be honorable, Honor is a sacred and a foundation of all character. To show honor, you must be trustworthy. The very first point of the Scout Law for a very good reason. From this day forward, you will be held to a higher code of honor and ethics than most of your peers. Honor is truly the measure of a man. Honor is represented by the white and the Eagle Scout badge. You are charged to be loyal to family, self, scouting, friends, community, and nation. Be also loyal to the ideals of scouting. The blue in your new rank is to inspire that loyalty. You are charged to be courageous. Courage gives all character force and strength. Have the courage to stand up for what is right and the ideals of scouting. Face each day unafraid and seek your share of the world's work to do. Let the red on your badge remind you always to have courage. It is now time for you to take the Eagle Scout Pledge. By repeating the Eagle Scout promise with your fellow members, you will join our brotherhood. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with the same words which closed one of the founding documents of our great country, the Declaration of Independence. Will all of the Eagle Scouts today please stand and renew your Eagle Scout promise as Chris Connolly, Nicholas Page, Scott Savage, and Ryan Sutliff join our brotherhood. Please raise and show your Scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
To the three promises of the Scout Oath.
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize
I thoughtfully recognize
and take upon myself
and take upon myself
the obligations and responsibilities
the obligations and responsibilities
of an Eagle Scout.
of an Eagle Scout.
On my honor, I will do my best
On my honor, I will do my best
to make my training an example
to make my training an example
and my status and my influence
and my status and my influence
count strongly for better scouting
count strongly for best Scout,
and for better citizenship
for better citizenship
in my troop,
in my group,
in my community,
in my community,
and in my contacts with other people.
and in my contacts with other people.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
Two. Thank you. Where you rank humbly, wear it discreetly over your heart, not on your sleeve. Be ever mindful that an Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. Remember that your actions are now a little more conspicuous, and people will expect more of you. You will always be an Eagle Scout and will be expected to conduct yourself accordingly. May the Scout Oath and the Scout Law and the ideals of scouting be your guide for today and in the future. Make us all proud to have been a part of your achievement here today. Nick, Ryan, Chris, and Scott, do you have any questions about your future responsibilities as an Eagle? Do you accept the responsibilities of an Eagle Scout? Well, I wish you on your endeavors and wish you more congratulations and welcome you to the Brotherhood of Eagle Scouts. Godspeed.
Joel Sherishep, our advancement chair, and myself, Scoutmaster, will now present the Eagle Scouts with their Eagle badge. I'll ask the parents of each Eagle to come forward one set at a time, and we'll pin these guys. Chris Connolly, please come down. Chris has earned additional merit badges in addition to the 21 required for Eagle. He is also being presented with the bronze and gold Eagle palms. Congratulations, Nick. You have also earned the bronze Eagle palm. Congratulations, Scott. Scott has also earned the bronze and silver Eagle palms. Congratulations, Ryan. Ryan has also earned the bronze Eagle palm.
It's been a while. I had a chance to grow some hair, so.
With the hair.
Wow. I remember these guys when they were, papers are going, there we go. I remember these guys when they were, I don't know, you here? And I feel so honored and privileged to be able to be here and say a few words about them and about the journey they took. So, you know, we heard, you know, the Scout Law. We heard the components of it: trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And one of the things that's interesting about that is that we as people are all born with the same equipment. And what I mean by that is that we come into this world, we have everything that everybody else is born with. And those laws help hone you guys into the Eagle Scouts that you are today. So I wanted to refer to a poem that I first heard when my family and I went to the George Washington Carver Museum down in Tuskegee, Alabama. And I'm just going to read a couple of sentences here. Basically, it says, "Figure it out yourself, my lad. You've all had the greatest of men have had: 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes, and a brain to use would be wise. With your equipment, they all began. So start from the top and say, I can." And the last section basically says, "The courage must come from the soul within. The man must furnish the will to win. So figure it out yourself, my lad. You are born with all the great that you have and the equipment that everyone else began with. Get a hold of yourself and say, I can." So there were 4 items that I wanted to cover in my talk, and that was the equipment area. That's not the scouting equipment that we're used to. The leadership component, humility, and peace. So the last word in that is that you can. Well, we know that you did. And it took a lot of hard work. And it's because of the constant repetition of the weekly scout meetings, the follow-up on the outings, that you took each one of those words and you memorized it. And it was recite at every scout meeting. So what you should do is exemplify going forward, and make sure that every day you're constantly asking yourself, how can I do things better? How can I be kinder? And are you, just asking yourself, can you be or are you being the best person that you can be? Every single time. You're going to be going off to college. Nikki's going to be finishing his senior year in school, but you're entering a whole new stage of life. It's super important that you ask that because you're going to run into a lot of people, a lot of parties, and you got to ask yourself, is this something that an Eagle Scout would exemplify? This past week, I read an article in the Epic Times newspaper, and in there was a scout by the name of Christian Juvette from Fresno, California, and he just received his Eagle Scout on June the 3rd. And one of the things they did is they asked him for various comments. And I thought this comment was so relevant that I wanted to bring it up to these guys here. The biggest way to show how you matured as an Eagle Scout is to show what you can do and how you can lead other people. And that you care about your community. And I think every single one of you guys has done that, right? You've learned leadership skills from the ground up. 99% of the guys out there don't learn leadership skills like the way that you did. So I think that's important. So, which leads me into the leadership portion of this. You're all going to run into various people that you're going to work for. You're going to be leaders yourself in college, moving forward and whatnot. And one of the things that you should learn about in leadership, and which you probably already know, is that it's not about your title, unless you're an Eagle, or how self-important you think you are. It has nothing to do with it, right? Bosses give orders and observe, while leaders can be found in the middle of the effort. This is exactly what you guys did during your project. In the middle of the effort, working hard, encouraging their colleagues, solving issues, and shouldering responsibility. So throughout life, remember to jump in, get your hands dirty, and don't be caught up in titles, because you're going to gain more respect as a leader and not a boss. And if you're humble, it's going to help you out tremendously. And that's my third point, humility. So I think humility is defined as a modest or low view of one's own self-importance, humbleness. So there's a difference between being proud and being braggadocious, right? The best way to think about humility is always remember it's not about you. It's about the people that you serve. Think about all the projects that you guys did as a scout. You were serving people. I found that the only time that you really should be braggadocious or brag a little bit is during a job interview when you talk about yourself. But the big thing about that is when you're talking about your life accomplishments is to make sure that you note that your success came from the strength and a good support network. And you learn from a lot of great people along the way. So always walk in quiet strength and let that be your guiding light. I believe we need more guiding lights like you four young men. And I know that there's a lot of crazy stuff in the world and a lot of people are only thinking about themselves, and I truly believe that if everyone this is very important. So I think that if you truly work every day to figure out how you should make and bring true peace to the world, to yourself, to your community, I think that's extraordinarily important. That's the fourth point. So in closing, I want to leave you with a thought. There's a song that was written in 1955. My wife cries every time she hears this. It's called Let There Be Peace on Earth. So, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the way it was meant to be. Let God as our Father, brothers and sisters we all are, let me walk with my brothers and sisters in perfect harmony. That's the beginning of the song. So, and that harmony is also reflected in the fact that you've always had the equipment, and now you have the honor of becoming an Eagle Scout because of your hard work and commitment. So continue to be the leaders you have learned to become, and continue to live the laws of scouting. And let there be peace in your life as you go forward. Congratulations.
Now I'll ask Frank Hughes to say a few words. Frank is a community service officer with the Boston Police Department, stationed in District 14 in Brighton. He's glad to be here today to see his 3 Brighton boys attain the Eagle rank.
In retrospect, the light blue shirt wasn't a good idea with the weather as hot as it is. But I just want to say good evening. I'm Frank Hughes. As he said, I work in the Community Service Office at District 14 in Brighton. I really wanted to thank Ryan and Chris for allowing me the honor of speaking at their Eagle Scout Code of Honor. Not having been a scout myself, I'm humbled at the request. While I know a few people who are Eagle Scouts, I did not have the privilege of attempting what I can only assume is a monumental task. I've known Ryan and Chris for approximately 8 years. During those years, I've watched them mature into exemplary young men. I saw how they worked at living by the Scout Oath and Scout Law. Their dedication to their community was always apparent to me, and I am certain it was evident to the many people that they encountered every day. As I watched them assist with the younger members while participating in the Road to the Right Track program, and saw them as they worked on their recently completed community service project, both gentlemen are truly committed to making this a better world. During the recent pandemic, which I'm sure we're all happy to put in our rearview mirror, Ryan and Chris both volunteered to help deliver groceries to families that had lost their jobs or were shut in due to health concerns. They did this while they also maintained their own jobs and their school schedules. This is just a glimpse of how they too see the bigger picture, and how they don't just talk about doing things, they take action. I'm sure you will agree, Chris Connolly and Ryan Sutliff possess not only the moral and mental strength to be Eagle Scouts, that they also possess the commitment and perseverance to attain this goal and the many goals that I am sure that they have already set up for themselves in the future. Congratulations, Chris and Ryan.
I would now ask each of the Eagles to say a few words. Chris.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming to today's Eagle Scout ceremony. I would first like to start off by thanking our distinguished guests, troop leaders, scouts, relatives, family, friends, and all Eagle Scouts in attendance. We all know that scouting is about being prepared. Scouting is also about the journey. My journey started when I joined Troop 205 in Newton in 2013. My journey took me to many events like the annual freeze-out at Resolute, exposed to single-digit temps where frozen solid slices of tomatoes would be placed on hamburgers, where frost would form on the inside of our tents, from our breath overnight and placing my feet in cold boots the next morning. But I loved it. To say anyone that I camped out in snow in the middle of January in freezing temperatures was a great accomplishment. My first merit badge was archery, although I did not hit the bullseye every time. I did well enough to earn the merit badge, but my favorite one was fishing. I seemed to have a lucky knack for catching fish and got pretty good at it. I was even recognized for the most fish caught on one of our fishing trips at the point where I almost fed the entire troop that night for supper. Getting rank advancements gave me more leadership and freedom to explore things that interest me and expose me to certain events that I would never be able to attend without Boy Scouts. For my Eagle Project, it was all about giving back to the community. I chose removing invasive weeds located at Connolly Conservation Area, located in Newton. Once my project was approved, my plan was to involve my troop members, friends, and family. We removed many invasive plants, which caused us to get cuts due to the thorny weeds. This allowed the sun to shine on the plants near the ground. We also planted some local plants that will help attract some local birds and local insects in the area. We cleared a large area and the park sponsor was very pleased. In closing, I would like to say that I have thoroughly enjoyed my time in scouting. I would like to give a special thanks to the scout leaders for their hard work and time that they gave me. Also my parents who went on numerous scouting trips and campouts with me, and my Eagle Scout brother Tommy who helped me on our scouting adventures. Thank you all.
All right. Hello, everybody. It's a little bit warm in here, so I'm going to try to make this brief. I'd like to thank you all for being here. It's strange. It's been over a year since we've been in person for a big ceremony like this, but I'm honored to be part of it. So, 7 years ago, that's when I first started, and I joined Troop 205 in Newton. August 17th, 2014, 11-year-old me, about 80 pounds lighter, foot and a half shorter. I was a small 11-year-old, by the way. Without any scouting experience, without having gone to one meeting, I found myself in a car traveling to another state to spend a week camping with a brand new group of people that I had never met. So instead of testing the waters, I kind of just cannonballed into the whole program. That was the move that I went with. And 11-year-old me was a little bit anxious. But over the course of the week, I found that there was really no need to be worried at all in the first place. Very quickly, I was welcomed into the troop as one of their own. And you know, that camaraderie is something that you get from scouting that you can't get in almost any other place. So fast forward back to the present, 17-year-old me standing here today. My shirt's ironed, I got my fancy shoes on, with a wealth of experiences and fond memories to look back on. Experiences and memories to help guide me through the rest of my life. And 7 years ago, I was a child, but you know, I'm legally a child, I'm still 17. But I definitely don't think that I'm a child anymore. And I think I can accredit a lot of that to scouting and for all that it's done for me. So obviously I did not brave the last 7 years by myself. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank my parents, my mom and my dad for all the guidance and support you guys have shown me. I'd like to thank my brothers, Matthias and Johannes. They're in the back over there. You guys really lit the path for me. And I'm really excited to join you and Dad as an Eagle Scout. I'd like to thank Mr. Janowski for showing what a leader means. I would like to thank Ms. Ames, Mr. Roberts, Ms. Roberts, Mr. Niwa, Mr. Greigel, Mr. Shershef, Mr. Eisen, my neighbors, Joe Levina and Augie, see you guys over there. And finally, all of the scouts. Obviously, without you guys, scouting it's not possible. Without members to lead the troop, there would be no troop. And if I had to give you all one piece of advice, it's just to keep going. You know, Eagle may seem like a ways away, it might seem like a mountain, but climb that mountain. It's worth it. And also, Scoutmaster's lasagna is the best Dutch oven dinner. That's not an advice, that's just a fact. Definitely go with that. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for braving this heat. The last 7 years have been a pleasure. And to the scouts in here, I hope to see some of you guys on the podium as well. Thank you.
Scott Savage.
Excuse me, 2 seconds. I want to start off by thanking all of you for coming today, for taking time out of your busy schedules, as Nikki said, braving the heat, to celebrate this occasion with us. Bless you. I also want to congratulate my 3 fellow scouts, Chris and Ryan, for achieving the rank of Eagle. You gentlemen have put in a great amount of time and work into this troop, and I'm glad you're receiving the recognition you deserve. I have been with this troop for 5 or 6 years at this point. I joined a little later than some of the other members did, including the ones on the stage. And I've seen quite a few of my fellow scouts stand on this stage, well, not this exact one, but you get the idea, being awarded the rank of Eagle. Scouting has been a big portion of my life for the past few years, and after all that time, I am quite proud to also be standing here. I want to take a few moments, I want to take a few moments to thank some of the people who helped me get to this point. Firstly, I want to thank my family, who I'm glad a lot of you guys can make it today. It's great to see all of you, especially my parents. You guys have been there all the way, taking time to drive me to and from meetings and trips and being part of the scouting body as a whole. My father worked as the popcorn colonel in the troop and was in charge of fundraising for quite a few years. And with a great deal of work, helped bring in a lot of funds for the troop. And allow me to be one of the first to thank you for all of your work, as it allowed the troop to do so many fun activities that we couldn't have done without. So thank you. I also want to thank you both for attending some of the trips, even though I know you are not as fond of camping as I am, especially in the freezing cold. I'm very appreciative of it, and I hope that you both had as much fun as I did, even when you flipped over on the canoeing trip a couple years ago. That was fun for the rest of us, not for you. Next, I wanted to thank all the adult leaders of the troop, including all the parents who help out either directly through holding positions of leadership and attending meetings, or indirectly by providing a way for your scouts to get to meetings and trips and have a place where they can enjoy what scouting has to offer. As well as the adults who sit on the committee and help organize everything that the troop does, from our trips to our rank advancement to our meeting space, ensuring that we have what we need to enjoy scouting to its fullest. Mr. Shershoff, Mrs. LaBelle, Mr. Roberts, Mrs. Brightman, Mr. Hassett, Mr. Pasica, Mr. Niwa, and if I missed anyone present or past, please forgive me, but thank you all. You guys have been a major part of this, and your recognition should not go unnoticed. I also wanted to thank our Scoutmaster, Jim Janoski, and one of our previous Scoutmasters, Kevin Greiger, who is also one of our guest speakers today. When I first joined this troop, Mr. Greigel was our head Scoutmaster and Mr. Janoski was his assistant. I knew Mr. Greigel before scouting, as he is one of my neighbors, and I knew his son Skylar in the back there, who is also an Eagle Scout from Troop 205. Mr. Greigel was very involved with the Scouts, working with the Scout leaders to devise fun and engaging activities for all the Scouts to enjoy. I remember one of my first years, he hosted a leadership cookout for all the incoming Scout leaders to devise fun and more engaging activities for the upcoming year. It was I'll say it was very convenient for me because it was just around the block, so I didn't have to go far, which I was very happy about. But this was one of my first real insights into being a leader and all the responsibilities it entails. After Mr. Greigel left, Mr. Janoski took his place as head Scoutmaster and continued to hold that position even after both his sons, Peter and Ben, aged out. Mr. Janoski has also been very involved with the troop, always making sure that the Scouts are attending exciting and interesting activities, all while stressing the importance of and upholding the values of Scouting. He has worked with a lot of Scouts in this troop, including myself, and pushed us along the last pass requirements to reach the rank of Eagle. I wanted to thank you both for everything you have done for this troop, as it would have not been how it is today without all of your hard work and time you've devoted to it. Finally, I know this is long, I'm sorry, I wanted to thank all of the Scouts, older and younger, who made being a Scout such a fun and interesting experience. Specifically, two of my fellow Scouts standing on the stage up here with me today, Chris and Ryan. Sorry, Nikki, I don't mean to exclude you. I have known these gentlemen since we were little, and as we were at Little League together. And it was the two of them that first informed me about Troop 205 and invited me to a pancake breakfast in which I got to meet many of the other scouts and learn about all the fun activities scouting has to offer. This is what made me really want to join something that has been a big part of my life for the last several years. Again, guys, thank you. I wouldn't have been here without you. Also, I want to thank also to the scouts of Troop 205. You guys are the best. I don't know how else to say it. It's because of you guys that scouting has been such an incredible and memorable experience. It is because of you guys that we, the Eagles, are standing up here today. As Nikki said, if there was no troop to lead, we wouldn't be able to lead them. And looking at the poster that I prepared for the ceremony in the back hallway, depicting my Eagle project, except for the one photo with the dog, which we had to get one, you know how it goes, there is no one picture with just one person. That project was a team effort, and everyone there, no matter what you did, no matter how big or small, played a part in its completion. So I want to thank all of you for that. I remember how impressive every member of the troop was that day, especially with how the troop had been impacted with the pandemic this past year, how efficient everyone worked, and how even those with less experience took direction well and put in, at a bare minimum, screwing something in. Now, scouting, just like this project, is only possible through the cooperation and engagement of everyone. No matter what position you hold within the troop or experience you have, as long as you are willing to learn. I have no doubt in my mind that every single one of you has the ability to achieve great things. Thank you, scouts, thank you, parents, and thank you, leaders. Thank you all for coming today. Stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day.
Ryan Sutliff. All of these guys now.
Hi everyone. I want to start by thanking everyone for coming here to support us tonight, especially my parents, my brother, fellow scouts, specifically troop leaders, Mr. Janowski, Mr. Greigel, Mr. Roberts, Mr. Page, Mr. Eisen, Ms. Brightman, Mr. Shershev, and if I'm forgetting everyone, it's really hot in here, I'm sorry, but thank you. So I first joined Scouts when I was 11 years old. My brother and his friends were Scouts, and they loved it. They recounted their trips, talking about deep sea fishing and snowshoeing with such excitement that I decided I had to join too. But at first, I kept Scouting a secret from my friends. I had an image of a Scout in my head as an energetic kid with a backpack on that weighed more than he did, who was wearing his pants too high, and I thought my friends would make fun of me for being a Scout. But as soon as I got involved, I realized I could not have been more wrong about what Boy Scouts was all about. I learned that I could not only learn new skills, but also make great friends and have a lot of fun through Scouting. Scouting is one of the most formative experiences that exists, and I think that's why it's been so successful over the years. Through Scouts, I've been exposed to so many things that otherwise I would not have, ranging from space exploration to fingerprinting, from robotics to kayaking. Through the different campouts, service projects, and merit badges, I explored so many new things and discovered my passions like science, fishing, finance, and many more things. And Scouting helped me discover these passions. As I progressed through Scouts, I learned Scouting was shaping much more than just my interests. It was teaching me important life lessons, like setting your goals high, collaborating with the team, being a leader, and always being prepared. I have no doubt that Scouting has made me a better person, and as I look around the room and see all the people who have helped me reach this point, I'm so proud to be an Eagle Scout and would not trade these experiences for the world. Thank you.
Right. So each of the Eagles has received a number of commendation letters from various people, and if it's all right with you guys, I will not read all 16. But I did want to make you aware of them, and they'll be up here on the piano if you want to take a look at them. Each of these scouts has received a personalized commendation letter from Ruth Ann Fuller, the mayor of the city of Newton. They have each received a copy of the resolution passed in the Massachusetts House of Representatives, congratulating them on their achievement. They have each received a commendation letter signed by Charlie Baker, Governor of the state of Massachusetts, and Karen Polito, Lieutenant Governor. There are a few additional letters. Let's see. Chris Connolly has a letter of commendation from Pope Francis. And a letter of commendation from the New England Patriots Foundation. Ryan Sutliff has a copy of the official resolution passed in the City of Boston City Council. And Ryan also has a official citation from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts State Senate. All right, it's time for the Scoutmaster Minute, and I promise to keep this to 1 minute. You guys have had a very long road, challenging times. You had the curveball of a global pandemic interrupting your Eagle Project planning. But you have made it. It's been a pleasure watching the 4 of you grow into the fine young men ready to go out and conquer the world. You persevered. You showed determination. To become an Eagle, it's not just something that you do for 1 season or just try out. It takes years. You developed new skills, you learned and practiced leadership, and you gave service back to your community. Everybody knows this. They know what an Eagle Scout means. So be proud. Put this on every college application. Put it on every job application for the rest of your life. So congratulations. I understand that the Scouts have a gift to present to the troop.
So, if any of you don't know this, every year we have an annual event called Freeze Up. And one of the events is the Klondike Derby Race, which we have a sled, and each troop there, as well, they all have sleds, and we race them around the course. Now, in the past couple of years, we haven't really been able to use skis on the sleds, we've had to attach wheels, and the one we had for our troop was getting old, it was rotting, so our idea as a gift was to make a brand new sled for the troop, and we did this by hand. We all got together this past couple of weeks to design and build this draft of our sled. We have a couple modifications we still have to do. We still have to attach the actual skis, which is a big part of the sled. And we have to reinforce the handle, and we have to paint it. If anyone has any, actually that brings me to my point. If any of the Scouts have any recommendations for what color they want this sled, since it'll be yours, just come up to one of us at the end and doesn't ask. Also, gentlemen, if you don't mind demonstrating this, one thing Mr. Janowski tasked us with, because this was a big problem with the old sled, was that it was not able to fit. So we made a way that the handle could fold up and down to a convenience store. Because before it was just Mr. Janowski strapping the old sled to the roof of his minivan and hoping it would fall off. But now hopefully this will collapse a little bit easier, and hopefully the Scout
Scouts do a lot of good use out there.
Thank you, Eagles. So before we close our ceremony, I have just a few announcements on Eagle Scout to give the benediction.
Dear God, an Eagle Scout Court of Honor marks the end of one journey and a commitment to another. A commitment to better scouting where all may participate. A commitment to better citizenship and a commitment to be an example of leadership to all. Bless all of Chris's, Nick's, Scott's, and Ryan's future endeavors. Walk with them wherever their lives take them and give them your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, and your love. And may all of us gathered here be committed to Scouting's ideals, which instruct us to lead better lives. May God be with us all. Amen.
This concludes our Eagle Scout Court of Honor. Please join me in congratulating our newest Eagle Scouts, Chris, Nick, Scott, and Ryan.